stop everything, because what I'm about to tell you completely changes how we need to look at Red Bull, Max Verstappen, and the entire 2026 Formula One grid. What if I told you that Ford is no longer just helping Red Bull? What if I told you Ford is already building the heart of Max Verstappen's future car, piece by piece, every single day, inside the United States? And what if this quiet shift is happening at the exact same time Red Bull fires Christian Horner? Doubts explode around their future, and Verstappen's contract suddenly looks a lot more dangerous than it did a year ago? This is not paddock gossip. This is not speculation. This is an exclusive reality check on where Red Bull is headed, and why 2026 could either save the dynasty or blow it up completely. Now, let's get into what's really going on behind closed doors. For months, the official story was simple. Red Bull Powertrains would build its first-ever in-house engine, and Ford would mostly handle the electrical side: batteries, software, inverters, calibration, clean, controlled, limited. That was the public version. But deep inside the project, that plan didn't survive reality. Because according to Ford's global performance boss, Mark Rushbrook, something changed, and it changed fast. Ford didn't just stay on the hybrid side. Ford moved straight into the combustion engine itself. Let that sink in. This isn't branding. This isn't a sticker on the engine cover. Ford engineers are now directly involved in the internal combustion engine that will power Red Bull in 2026. The most complex, risky regulation reset in modern F1 history. And here's the part nobody is talking about loudly enough. Red Bull didn't ask because they were failing. They asked because when elite engineers start talking, ideas snowball. Rushbrook admits it openly. When Ford engineers watched the combustion development, they started seeing opportunities, different approaches, different solutions. And eventually, someone asked the most dangerous question in engineering: what would Ford do here? That question changed everything. Today, Ford is manufacturing combustion engine components for Red Bull in Dearborn, Michigan. Not occasionally, not as a test, daily. Parts are being built and shipped continuously to keep up with the brutal pace of F1 development. This means the Red Bull-Ford project is no longer a supplier relationship. It's an integration, and that matters more than people realize. Because, for the first time in its history, Red Bull is entering a season without Adrian Newey, without an external engine giant like Honda, and with the pressure of proving they can survive as a true manufacturer. And right now, Ford is no longer optional. Ford is structural. Now here's where the timing becomes explosive, because all of this is happening while Red Bull is internally fractured. Christian Horner, gone. 20 years, 4 Verstappen titles, out the door after accusations, political warfare, and declining results. And Max Verstappen? For the first time in his career, he's speaking with measured honesty, not loyalty slogans. He admitted the harmony was gone. He admitted results weren't good enough. And he admitted that when things don't improve for long enough, shareholders demand change. That's not emotional language, that's corporate pressure. And it tells you one thing very clearly: Max is watching closely. Quick pause. If you're getting value from this breakdown, hit like right now. It tells the algorithm you want real F1 journalism, not recycled rumors. And it helps this video reach fans who actually care about what's coming in 2026. Now, let's talk about Max's future, because this is where the Ford factor becomes critical. Max Verstappen lost the 2025 title by 2 points. 2, after 4 straight championships. Yes, he finished strong. Yes, he still won races. But for the first time, the Red Bull aura cracked. And Guenther Steiner, a man who's seen careers destroyed by bad timing, made something very clear. Max will not repeat Fernando Alonso's mistakes. Why? Because Max is not isolated. He has Jos Verstappen. He has Raymond Vermeulen. And most importantly, he has leverage. His contract runs until 2028, but it's flexible. Very flexible. If Red Bull's 2026 project smells wrong, if the engine doesn't deliver, Max can move. Mercedes knows it. Everyone knows it. And Steiner says it bluntly. Whoever has the best car will want Max Verstappen, and Max will make sure he's there. So now ask yourself this: why does Ford's deeper involvement matter so much? Because it changes the risk profile. Red Bull isn't gambling alone anymore. They've tied their future to a manufacturer that has decided not to abandon abandon combustion engines, not to rush blindly into full electrification, but to develop hybrids properly. That philosophy matches Formula One in 2026 perfectly. This isn't nostalgia, it's strategy. And for Max Verstappen, this may be the single biggest reason to wait instead of walking away. Because if Ford and Red Bull get this right, Max doesn't just stay competitive. He becomes the face of a new era. If they get it wrong, then 2026 becomes the year Red Bull loses more than races. So here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. Does Ford's deeper role actually secure Red Bull's future? Or is Max Verstappen already preparing his exit if this engine project fails? Let me know what you think.